Good afternoon, YouTube. I know nobody's watching or nobody cares. However, I'm going to do a little brief recap of the UFC 314 fights. I had to write them down as usual. You guys know I'm not tech savvy. I can't go on there and just pull them up and put all that snazzy stuff behind the video. Hopefully my brother will be helping me soon. Fight number one, Nora Cornell versus Haley Cohen. Went about as I expected. I didn't know Cohen was a gymnast. That would explain her freakish strength. Nora Cornell made pretty quick work of her though. She did a good job. I know she was threatening. I believe it was an arm bar there at the end of the first round. She wasn't in any real danger. The biggest thing I take away from all of this, I know Nora Cornell, she's not unattractive. She's got tattoos, all that cool stuff, right? People like about fighters. She missed weight. That to me, that's like showing up to work and being like, well, I'm only 2.5 hours late. That's got to stop, right? Because it's something crazy like, good God, it's upwards of 70% or higher. People who miss weight win fights. I know everybody's trying to get paid, especially at that level, but at some point you've got to be like, hey man, this person can't do the very first job of this entire promotion, right? Which is make weight, right? Make weight. I'm not saying it can't be that hard because I'm portly, but I'm also not a professional fighter. Moving on. Marco Tulio versus Tresean Gore. Fight went almost, I wouldn't say exactly how I thought. Tresean Gore's striking is ugly, but it is effective. He clipped Tulio, excuse me. He clipped Tulio early in the first round, not early, probably midway through. Clipped him with a good left, sat him on his butt for a little bit, and he was in trouble, right? I mean, Tulio overall put on a star-spangled performance, out freaking standing. I mean, striking he went to the body well. Tulio could be a problem. However, I think he's a lot like Bryce. I think he's a good, which we'll get to here in a minute. I think he's a great hammer, but not a very good nail, right? You've got guys like Gaethje and I'm trying to think of who else. Anyway, we're moving on. Guys like Gaethje, right, who are a good nail, right? They'll take what you got for a little bit, right? They'll let you do what you need to do, and then they turn it on. Tresean Gore hurt him bad. I mean, like one or two more, crisp punches while he's trying to get up or in ground and pound could have put him out. Tulio's hands are here, which is fine, right? As long as you're winning fights. You probably don't want to do that against Joe Pyfer, right? You don't want to do that against a Jared Cannonier or even someone like Nasruddin Imavov. Those guys will find it. Even Sean Strickland will find that, right? You keep your hands down here, as effective as you may be, especially with somebody like Sean Strickland. He's waiting for that, right? He's waiting for you to move in and, do the, jumping switch front kick and all this, which I know he only set it up to put the right hand down the pipe. Either way, right? Tulio looked great. The hands down is alarming to me. It is alarming to me. That being said, outstanding performance. I mean, showstopper. Suma Dwergy versus Mitch Raposo. I took Mitch Raposo thinking that he would have tried to at least show up and fight. Me and my lady were actually on a date while this fight was happening, so I only got to catch snippets when she had to pee or I would step outside to smoke, right? Regardless, what I saw, Suma Dwergy clearly won the fight. Mitch Raposo, here's my thing with grapplers, guys. I understand grappling is an ultra dominant way to do things if you're good at it and you can finish with it. But just to try to shoot and hold someone down, brother, let's just, the wind's getting outrageous now. Watch this Donald Trump right here. There's got to be a point where damage has to be done, right? You're in a fight. This isn't a high school wrestling match. This isn't, a college wrestling thing. This isn't the Olympics. This isn't the ADCC. Like, this is a mixed martial arts fight, right? Fight, right? Throw punches, throw elbows. You're here to hurt somebody. I know it sounds awful when I say that, but that's what these guys get paid real good money to do. I've taken ass whippings for free. So do what you will with that. But yeah, Mitch Raposo, I think the grapplers nowadays are starting to realize you can't just go out there, grab a hold of somebody, take them to the mat and think you're going to win the fight. Because you're not. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't win, right? This is a fight, right? It's a fight. It's not a grappling match. It's a fight. Moving on. I don't really have much to say about this. Cedric Dumas versus Mikhail Alexeychik. Another one I only got to see snippets of. Like I said, I was busy at the time. So I know there's a little bit of controversy with the early stoppage. But it's almost like when Tom Aspinall was fighting Curtis Blades, right? Knocked him down, he's on top of him, hammer and blows down. Tom Aspinall's 260 pounds, 257, whatever he weighs. He's raining blows down on you. Are you just going to stand up? Right? I know there's Chet Congo and Pat Barry and all these anomalies of it, right? But these are not the rule, right? Most of the time, if you're not moving, like standing up, posturing, right, backing out, grabbing, doing something, they're going to stop the fight. And they should. They should. I know a lot of people think it's an early stoppage, but if you don't move, right, if you are as coherent as you think you are, or you're in any chance of winning or getting out of set position, then show that. Right? Holding on to somebody's leg while you're getting hammer fisted in the back of the face or the back of the head, you're not really doing much, right? Or if you're getting heavy elbows dropped on you, move. Right? I know energy's precious. I know cardio is tough. I understand all these things. But you can either lose or burn some of that cardio, right? Because you're in a bad spot. You're in a losing spot. Like 10% of people make it out of that. Burn the effort, burn the calories, do whatever it is you need to do to move out of that. If you don't, they're going to stop the fight and nobody's going to give a shit. Right? Hey, man, he was on top of you, beating the ever-loving hell out of you. If you were in such good spirit and mind, you should have moved. That's my opinion on that. That's only what I got to see, though. Again, my opinion. Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa. Darren Elkins is old. Julian Erosa is... I know Darren Elkins came off like a 2-fight win streak. I wish I had something great to say to you guys about this. I don't, right? I'm going to bring up something at the end of the video that I also want to address. But this is a big part of what the UFC means to me, right? You've got two jobbers, right? Which is fine, right? They can both kick the shit out of me. There's no question about that. But they're never going, like, that ship has set sail and sunk to the bottom of the ocean, right? Time's done. That being said, I'm happy they showed up to fight. The more fights, the better, in my opinion. But there has to come a time. Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper's good. Jim Miller made him look better than what he is, though. I love Jim Miller. in my opinion, he should go into the Hall of Fame. I know he's never even sniffed a championship or a title or anything like that, but the dude shows up like Cowboy or, guys like that who just show up. I'm willing to fight. Put him in front of me. We'll throw down. And there's no quit in that man at all. Please excuse me. My eyes are watering. My nose is all messed up. I just got done mowing. Yeah. Jim Miller, I love his heart. If you can't beat the Chase Hoopers of the world, because I'm telling you right now, you put Jim Miller in there with any young man, he will probably taste defeat, right? Chase Hooper, though, he's not going to do well against guys like Patty. He's not going to do well. I wouldn't even think he would be someone like Barboza, even if he moved up. I think Barboza is too fast, too strong. I think Chase Hooper will always be between 15 and 25, in my opinion. That being said, he might shock me. I doubt it, but he might. Yang Xiaonan versus Virna Jandiroba. I heard the commentator saying something, which at the time I agreed with, and the more I pondered on it, I thought, is that what it is? So obviously, the grappling of Jandiroba was too much for Yang Xiaonan. Now that chick is tough. Yang Xiaonan absolutely was willing to take it on the chin. She didn't give up at all, right? I mean, she was there to fight. But I heard the announcer say something that and I agreed with it at the time. But the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe. So they said, well, Jandiroba is making real quick work of Yang Xiaonan. But she's not going to be able to do that against Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili's takedown defense, she's never going to be able to take her down. Which may be true. But I think they're going off of what happened with Tatiana Suarez. Here's the difference, right? This is no disrespect toward Tatiana Suarez. This double leg, like straight wrestling approach, that's not going to work anymore, right? They do this, even guys like Sean O'Malley, never wrestled a day in his life. Never wrestled a day in his life. I mean, Aljo didn't work him over. Merab, you can call it what you want. Merab shoots 70 freaking takedowns a day, or every fight. Get some, you don't, it's fine, right? Its cardio is insane. I don't think Jandiroba will have a problem at all taking Zhang Weili down, or Weili Zhang, however you say it. Hi, sweet girl. I don't think she will have a problem at all taking her down. Now, keeping her down, that's a different thing. Hi, sweet girl. I know I love you. I know you, sweet girl. Go on. All right, go on. I don't think she'll have a problem at all taking her down. I think if Rose could do it, Jandiroba can do it. And they do it a different way, right? It's almost like Islam or the Dagestani style of wrestling. They're not shooting in tight and grabbing, double legs or, quit. They're not doing that, right? They're grappling with you and tripping you or dragging you. I don't think Jandiroba will have a problem at all getting Zhang Weili down, or Weili Zhang, however you say her name. I don't think she'll have a problem at all. I don't think she'll win that fight. I think Weili is incredibly strong and limber, and she's been there, right? She's been there. I don't think that Jandiroba is going to show her anything that she hasn't seen. And Jandiroba's open to be hit, right? She's constantly seeking, that takedown or, that clinch, whatever it is that she's after at that moment. And this is what she does with her hands. If you watch her, she'll do this. She'll kind of open her guard up. Somebody like Weili, I would not recommend that. That's just me talking. Oh, please excuse me, I know it's gross. My allergies are killing me right now. Yeah, I think Jandiroba's good. I don't think she has a snowball's chance against Wei Lee. That's just me talking. Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. This one was a bad stoppage. I had Dan Ige winning. I don't think he should have won that fight. I love Dan Ige, man, dude. He's game. That dude would fight this fence post if you asked him to. And he would either beat it or he would get exhausted and die right here at the stump. But I don't think he was winning that fight. And, you know, Sean Woodson was standing up. You know, Dan Ige's hitting him in the side of the head, back of the head, whatever you want to call it. Not illegal shots, but, you know, they called it. Sean Woodson isn't John Jones or Stipe or, you know, Jim Miller or somebody who's of an accelerated age, you know, late in their career. And, you know, this ain't like this is going to be his last day. You know, don't save him. Don't save him. Let him go out and fight. Because if he beat Dan Ige, now he's really talking about big money fights, right? Chances that he's not going to have now. Because, and I'm not talking smack about the ref, right? I don't do that job. I wouldn't do that job. There's no right way to do it, right? But he really had a chance to, like, the biggest stepping stone he could have had in his life was taken away, and he didn't even get a chance to, like, go unconscious, right? It'd be one thing if he, like, went unconscious and dropped, stood back up, whatever. He was standing up. Guys hit him on the back of the head. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying, back here. To stop that, to me, is egregious. But it's a fine line, like we were talking about earlier. Right, you got somebody on top of you, raining down blows, right? These are professional fighters, right? I mean, it's not like they're just like flicking you in the back of the head. These guys get paid to punch and elbow. I'm sure it's extremely painful. I'm sure it's extremely damaging and dangerous. But that's what they show up every day to do, right? Let him fight, right? Let him get up, or at least try to get up. And I'm not taking anything away from Dan Ige, right? Love that guy. Probably in my top 6 or 7 favorite fighters. I just hate that Sean Woodson, on the rocket he was on, to watch it end like that, it's upsetting. I really think this will bother his career. Now, if Dana, knowing Dana, somebody like that, he might say, you know what, dude, let's just move you on. Right? We'll call it what it is, right? Dan Ige is here in his career, you're here in his career, or your career. We'll make it right. He may. That remains to be seen. But I hope he does. Right? Sean Woodson did a good job. Dominic Reyes versus Krylov. I thought Krylov was going to absolutely smoke Dominic Reyes. My brother had a parlay. He messaged me and he was like, he had showed me his parlay, and all of his stuff was right? We were right here. I said, man, you better get ready to cash out. Reyes is about to get smoked. So I'm fiddling with my phone, trying to, man. There were like 5 kids here last night. Peyton had her friends over, and the house is in disarray. Kids running back and forth everywhere. I'm trying to get my stuff together. Get a text message. Boom. TKO round 1. I thought it was Krylov. Nope, it wasn't. My brother got me there. He cooked me. Turned $5 into $660. And I would say that's where I lost. But damn, Dumas, you bastard. He got me. Oh, it wasn't just him. It was, hold on. I know you guys don't care. Raposo. He got me too. So I lost on Raposo, lost on Dumas, and then I lost on Krylov. I would have put heavy money on that. I always do parlays. But I would have bet, I'm not shitting you, I would have bet my house that Krylov would have won that fight. Reyes dropped him. I'm happy. I love Dominic Reyes. I hate that his career took the turn it did. Still love him, though. Bryce Mitchell versus Jean Silva. Dude, I feel like I was hard on Bryce Mitchell on my predictions video. I called him a tough guy till he meets a tough guy. What I meant by that isn't that he's like a coward or a sissy in any way at all. I think he's a good hammer. I don't think he's a good nail, is what I'm trying to say. I think Bryce Mitchell does really well when he has the advantage. I just don't see his advantage against anyone in like the top 8. I didn't think Jean Silva would perform as well as he did. Now, here's something I did take away. He didn't check a single leg kick that Bryce Mitchell threw. That might work with Bryce, but that might be something you want to address. Because you will have guys who can, right? You will have your Yairs, your Volkanovskis, which we'll get to. I know you're tough, right? I know you're made of iron and have a steel backbone. That's great. Yair absolutely demolished Bryce Mitchell. It looked like a one of those like killer whales, like flicking seals up in the air, just playing with his food. And I love Bryce Mitchell. I do. I like his personality. I like his. I'm not saying I like his mind, but I like how he's unbreakable, right? Until you separate him from consciousness, right? He's never going to quit. He's never going to give up. He's never going to change anything about himself, which I do admire. However, Jean Silva absolutely demolished him. I had zero doubt he would. But outstanding performance by Jean Silva. He's real close. I would put him with Yair. To me, that's automatic match made, right? If he beats Yair, I hope Evloev gets the next title shot, which I believe he deserves. We're moving on to that. Yair versus Pitbull went almost exactly how I thought it would go. Yair beat the shit out of him. Yair is good, right? When he's the hammer, which we'll get to. Pitbull's outstanding. But you look at a record like that and you look at a resume like that, and he beat Michael Chandler, which is impressive, right? But it's not the UFC, and I know that sounds kind of crummy or dismissive, right? I'm not taking nothing away from Pitbull, but yeah, it's just not, right? That'd be like me saying, I played at San Diego State. I was a leading rusher in my entire conference. Well, go talk to somebody like Reggie Bush. Right? It's just different. That's all I'm saying. Pitbull didn't quit. He didn't cower. Yair's just too much. Period. I don't have much else to say about it. I hope Pitbull got paid. He's been in a lot of fights, 40-some professional fights, 42, 43. Good for him. Hope he got paid well. Paddy versus Chandler. Now, I thought Paddy would win. I was real confident Paddy would win. I did not know he would win like that. I would say Paddy looked great, which his grappling did look great. But I don't think he's quite polished enough to go up against someone like a Poirier. And I don't think he's been tested as much or tested the right way to where I would comfortably say I'd take him against someone like Gaethje. Right. Gaethje's tough as a $2 steak. Poirier is polished. His hands are slick. Look at Benoit Saint Denis. Paddy did look outstanding, though. Especially to do something, like to do that to Michael Chandler, right? And I know Michael Chandler gets older every fight. I will tell you this, though. Paddy made a real good showing of himself. Michael Chandler, dude, I like to watch him fight. I really do. But I think he should be fighting guys like Benoit Saint Denis or like a Ignacio Bahamondes, right? Like, I know you've done a lot in your life. We all respect you. But now you're at that point, right? I'm not saying you're Neil Magny or anything like that, but you want to get back there. I mean, brother, you're going to have to win. I know you've had nothing but hard fights, but you're going to have to win. Period. You're just going to have to. And until he does, you can still love him, right? I still love him. You can still support him and, watch his fights, which I absolutely will. But, yeah. Even guys like Fiziev, who lost to Gaethje. I think Fiziev, oh boy, I've done it now. There we go. Sorry. Even guys like Fiziev, he lost to Gaethje, but I would still put even guys like Fiziev over Michael Chandler. It's just me. Outstanding performance by Paddy, though. Very few chinks in his armor. And I genuinely think he's one of the fighters who get better every time they fight. Which is rare, right? In my opinion. Oh, I don't even need to talk about it. Diego Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski did exactly what I thought he would do, right? He fight IQ'd him, right? He was throwing good leg kicks. Volkanovski wasn't there to finish that fight, which is fine, right? Normally I don't say that, but normally you're not fighting guys like Diego Lopez. I wish, especially in the 5th round, when Diego Lopez knew he was losing and was standing there like, hey, brother, got a couple minutes left. You want to do this? Volkanovski's like, nah, mate. I'm already winning, or whatever. It's an awful accent, I understand. But no, I think Diego Lopez made a good showing of himself. He's not going to lose any fans. He might have to drop down and maybe, I don't think him and John would be a bad fight. I don't know how their, history is. I don't know if they, want to throw down. Put him against Yair. Apparently they had some beef. I really don't give two shits about the fighters' press conference or anything else, right? Anybody can go up there and say, oh, I'll show you Saturday. They all can talk shit, right? I don't care. I don't care how much shit you talk. That doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't care about a press conference. I don't care about past beef. Future beef, I like to watch the fight, right? The fight. Just me. But, no, Diego Lopez did a great job trying to compensate for just his lack of experience. Lopez was trying to win a fight. Volk was too. I'm not talking smack about him. Lopez was trying to get him out, right? He clipped him hard in the 2nd round. I think it was the 4th round too, maybe. Lopez clipped him. Lopez was trying to get out, right? He was losing the fight, clearly. I don't think it was 5-0. I think Lopez clearly won the 2nd round. Some people might even give him the 4th round. I think it was the 4th round. Yeah, Lopez didn't lose any fans. Still a fan. I still hope to see him around. I think he will be a champion one day. I think if him and Evloev ever rematch, I think Diego Lopez don't just beat him. I think he beats the shit out of him. But that being said, put him against Yair, right? Put him against Jean Silva. Put Jean Silva and Yair, or whatever. To put Aaron Pico, this is going to kind of ladder its way up to another thing I keep hearing people say. I don't think Aaron Pico deserves anyone in the top 5. Right? Congratulations, you were great in Bellator. Where's Michael Venom Page? right? Where's Michael Chandler? Where's Pitbull? Right? I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not talking smack about them, but it is what it is, right? That's just a different caliber of fighters. That being said, I don't think Aaron Pico should be anywhere near the top 5. Maybe top 10. Maybe. I definitely would put him against Evloev. I would put him against someone like maybe Arnold Allen, right? Someone around that range on the high end, right? Like if he's willing to take a little bit of a pay cut, or you're going to pay Arnold Allen. Yeah, let's put him somewhere in there. Even Brian Ortega, which I hate to say it. I like Brian Ortega, but brother, again, you got to win. That brings me to my last topic, and I know nobody cares. I hear a lot of people, because I watch a lot of MMA channels, right? I watch the MMA Guru, I watch Bedtime MMA. That's probably the only two I watch. But I hear, and again, both these dudes have forgotten more about success than I'll ever know. But I hear them constantly like, oh man, the fight card should be better, right? We should have this and this and this and this and this. Here's my thing. This is just me, I would rather have fights every Saturday and have some lackluster cards than have fights once every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks with stellar cards. And unfortunately, right, there's just not that many up-and-comers, unless, in my opinion, you start dropping jobbers, right? Your record's 7-6. Get out of here, man. We're going to bring up this dude from Ryzen or Bellator, whatever. LFA. Like, I love, and I cannot tell you this enough, I cannot thank the UFC or Disney or ESPN, whoever the hell owns them. Thank you for having fights every Saturday. It's the only thing I look forward to. That's it. That's all. I wake up Sunday and I'm already looking forward to Saturday. So I understand the fact that we can't have super fights every single week, right? And even guys like Jared Cannonier, oh, he should be the main event of an Apex or a Fight Night. Why? He's 40 years old. Even if by some divine miracle he was willing or was able to get a title shot, congratulations. He won a title. He fought one time and then retired at the age of 44. Hey, bird. No, I have a wooden handled hammer. It's a framing hammer.
There's a wooden. What are you doing?
I'm showing you.
What are you doing?
I'm making my recap video. Not that anybody's going to watch it. For the UFC fights last night.
There's a wooden hammer right here.
I sure do love that girl. Probably. But anyway, no, that's my opinion on it. If one person watches this video, thank you for stopping by. Add something to the comments, right? If you want to keep me making them. If you don't, just... That's closer.
Yeah, but this one's mine.
But that's not a framing hammer.